Last night on MasterChef Australia,
I don't know what to say.
the competition ended for Jay.
I think MasterChef is really the stepping stone that I'm going to take into the next leg of my life, which will be cooking.
Tonight,
I feel like that immunity pin is so close.
Danielle takes on one of the world's top chefs,
The remarkable Torsten Schmidt.
and she's got a big advantage.
How often do you eat Thai food in Denmark?
Never.
But this canny Dane will do whatever it takes to win.
Torsten is so cheeky.
And the judges should be wary. Someone didn't stick to the recipe.
I won the Super Spanish Invention test. This means I've won the opportunity to fight it out for an immunity pin.
With Danielle.
I'm here to fulfill some dreams of my own that I've had for quite a while. I really want to stay here as long as I can. An immunity pin in this competition is everything, so you've just got to give it your all. I feel I've really hit my stride now in the competition.
Danielle looks very glamorous today in her chef whites. She's all dolled up for the occasion and she looks really nice.
Danielle, welcome back to the MasterChef kitchen. You've battled it out for 6 weeks. 6 weeks of hard slog to put yourself in this position.
Yeah.
To fight for this, the immunity pin. You might have noticed that we've got a very special judge joining us on the panel today. He is a leading exponent in this country of Thai cuisine and, of course, owns Long Grain in Sydney and Melbourne. He is, of course, Martin Bowitz. Welcome.
Thank you.
I'm pretty nervous about the fact that it could be a Thai dish. Asian flavours and Asian foods is not one of my strong points.
Danielle, you're facing off against one of the world's most exciting chefs. He's part of the new wave of Scandinavian avant-garde cuisine. He's a food scientist and a food artist. He's been a recent honoured guest chef of the Melbourne Food and Wine Festival. Please welcome the remarkable Torsten Schmidt.
I'm Torsten Schmidt. I'm the owner and head chef of Malling Schmidt in Denmark. The food I cook is regional Nordic. We don't use red wine, we don't use olives, no olive oil. For me, when you're a skilled chef, doing a nice dish that tastes good is the easiest thing. Taking it one step further, that's the challenge.
Torsten, you've been in Australia now for a couple of days. How do you find the food here in Australia?
Australia was known for have a slightly Asian influence, but I just realized how big, which was completely unknown for me.
So here are the rules. Once you finish your dishes, George, Martin and I will taste them in a blind tasting. We have a maximum of 10 points to give your dish. So that means the highest score out of 30 will win. Now it's time for us to leave. Gary, they're all yours.
Torsten, because of our proximity to Asia, that is one of our biggest influences. This is what we love to eat. We love to eat those citrusy, limey, sour flavours. And one of the things that we love to eat is Thai food. And that's what you're both going to be cooking today.
Perfect.
Torsten, how often do you eat Thai food in Denmark?
Never.
So you're ready to find out what the dish is?
Oh, yes.
The dish you're going to be cooking today is courtesy of Martin Boets. Murray River cod, braised with star anise and cassia bark, with a garlic and chilli relish.
This is probably every ingredient which I don't use.
Yeah.
Is probably there.
Murray River cod, Australian. You won't find it anywhere else.
Aye.
And what about this little garlic and chilli mixture on the side?
Never. Never. The one thing that scares me most about this dish is getting all the flavors right, all the sauces, which I don't know, and, you know, you have one go. And if it's not right, you're in trouble.
So let's talk about the pressure points. First of all is the fish. This is baked, it's steamed, like a papillote in the oven, undercover, and it's cooked with a lot of those flavors that you can see in there. And the pressure point is cooking that fish perfectly. The second pressure point is that relish. Looks simple, but when you taste it, what you're going to get is this interesting texture. The question is, how's that texture achieved, and how are you going to build it, how are you going to balance the flavors of the ingredients that are in there. And the third and final pressure point is the balance of flavor. You know, it's the sweet, salt and sour, and how that all comes together to produce a seamless dish.
To hear that Torsten's never cooked Thai food before, I think my confidence levels just rose that little bit more.
Well, Danielle, you get two distinct advantages over Torsten. The first one, you get a 10-minute head start. You get 75 minutes to replicate, reproduce that beautiful dish of Martin's. Torsten, that means you get 65 minutes. Danielle, your second advantage is that you get the recipe for the entire challenge. Whereas Torsten, you just get a glimpse of the recipe. You're allowed it for 2 minutes, scan it, memorize it, and then you've got to give it back.
Okay.
Right, Danielle, you ready to go?
Yes.
You've got 75 minutes. Your time starts now. Right, Danielle, you ready to go?
Yes.
You've got 75 minutes. Your time starts now.
Danielle's Immunity Challenge. She's up against world-class chef Torsten Schmidt, and they are cooking a poached Murray cod with Thai flavours.
I'm so glad I have this 10-minute head start. It just means that I can spend 10 minutes getting my head around the recipe and making sure that I've got a plan of attack.
No, you know, if you work a little faster, you'll be through the recipe and I know how to do it.
What? Torsten is so cheeky.
So if I took this, you were in trouble.
The first thing I need to do is have my fish stock on for the broth and bring it up to the boil.
Right, Danielle, your head start's over already. Can you believe it? 10 minutes gone. Torsten, that means you've got 1 hour and 5 minutes.
Yes.
To put up that beautiful dish. Off you go.
Thank you. 2 minutes for a recipe is not enough, not in this kind of condition, because your mind is going like crazy. You should remember, but actually you don't. So it's a bit of pieces that I get from this, and then go.
That's your 2 minutes up.
Okay.
Had a good read.
Thank you.
Good luck.
I think Torsten could make most things without a recipe. He is an amazing chef, but we're asking him to make a recipe for a cuisine that he hasn't actually eaten. So it's really going to push his skills.
The broth is like the most important thing of this dish, because it has all the flavors and it has the warmth and the sweetness. I knew the broth, if I made the broth right, I'm good.
Once Danielle has her stock on, she has to really get working on her broth. It's quite complicated because it needs to have all of the Asian ingredients fried off, all the different sauces put in there, and then add the stock.
Danielle is very focused, doing things right. But when it comes to cooking, I know my skills. I want to win this.
Watching Torsten chop is just amazing. He is just a machine. Watching him just dice things is just like incredible. I'm sure he could set some sort of Guinness World Record.
I've been now cooking for 10 minutes, and I hear they talking about the recipe and everything.
You're doing a couple of jobs at once here.
Yes.
You're pounding these ingredients for what?
The poached Murray cod.
Yep.
Yep. So
these are the flavourings. You've got to roast this first, and then you've got your fish stock going.
Yep.
What about this relish and chutney? Look.
Sounds interesting.
Of course, I want to listen in on this conversation because I may get a hint about how to do some of this stuff.
It's quite distracting having Torsten joke around and muck around like this.
Danielle,
yes.
I think I'm going to do this one eye. So I get some chili in my eye.
You got chili in your eye.
Although it's kind of a reminder to stay focused as well.
Well, I wonder whether that Nordic empire has come to conquer or whether the Australian spirit will win the day. You have 45 minutes to go.
The difficulty of cooking Thai food, it is difficult because the components which go in there, I'm not that familiar with. I'm out of my league here.
Is this like the Asian ketchup or what?
Ketchup. It takes a long time to figure out everything that has to go in there.
Here you go.
I now need to scale the fish, and I've not ever prepped a Murray cod before, so I have no idea how these scales are going to come off. Usually if I'm scaling a fish, I'm outside, not in a kitchen, and there is just scales going everywhere. I think there's actually some on my face as well.
I'm turning it into a fish.
Cooking fish is the easiest part, because obviously we have coastline around Denmark. This is like basic skills for a chef.
I'm really worried about not having enough flavour in the broth, and I don't want to boil it too rapidly, otherwise I'll have a cloudy stock.
I am a bit worried because the recipe says that you should only simmer the stock, and looking down I can see that she's got this on a rolling boil, and I tell her and she says, yeah, it's simmering, but to me, you know, that doesn't look like it's simmering.
I check on the stock. I know immediately where I've gone wrong. I just had the heat too high on the stock. It looks a bit cloudy.
You okay, Danielle?
Torsten, he's nailed his broth. It's perfectly clear, it looks lovely.
If I get the broth right, I have a good chance.
I need to cut the winter melon up into bite-sized pieces, and they all need to be even so that it steams at the same time.
They're done.
The Murray cod now goes into the pan for braising. I pour the broth over the top with the winter melon and then put it in the oven.
The Danes are famous for their bacon. The question is, Torsten, do you know enough about Thai food to save yours? You have 30 minutes to go. Torsten, you got everything that you need in there?
I hope.
The bitter melon, does that go in with the fish?
Now, yeah, I like to do the bitter melon a little on the side.
So you know where you're going?
Yes. Hi.
Hi. What's up?
The relish?
Yeah.
That's a hard one. So you're good with the relish? You know everything? Everything is good?
I've got a recipe.
Yeah? Oh, yeah.
Thai food is all about balance, and I can see it on your faces. That's what you're trying to work out now, but you've only got 10 minutes to do it. Come on.
To create the relish, I need to grind up ginger, garlic and shallots separately and fry them off separately as well.
the relish, I was completely blank on what to do. So I just started with garlic and sugar and salt and grinded that up. Then I did the chili and the onions to it, and ginger, of course, also. And the crispiness, I didn't know what it was. I thought it was breadcrumbs, but there were obviously no breadcrumbs.
Time things were coming together. You have 5 minutes to go.
I walked around to Daniel's bench to see what she was doing, because I heard some sizzling behind. And she was frying up some garlic and some ginger. It hit me like, I need crispiness in my relish.
Danielle, is it okay if I do the same thing with the oil?
Sure. I take the fish out of the oven and check inside. I think it's cooked really well.
To find out if the fish is all right after 20 minutes, I just picked up a little knife and just lifted slightly off the bone, and if it comes off, it's okay.
Just like a service, pressure's on. 1 minute to go.
The great thing about this dish is plating is relatively easy. I just need to get that fish into the bowl, arrange the winter melon, pour the broth over the top, and garnish with some julienne vegetables.
Danielle, Torsten, final little touches. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Time's up.
Thank you.
The tasting today is a blind tasting, so the judges have no idea whose dish they are tasting.
My dish will be plate 1. First dish they will taste.
Visually, it looks quite good.
Are you happy with the colour of the broth? Is that the way it needs to look?
Yeah, clear. You don't want it to be an insipid-looking colour. You want it to have some depth.
Come on, George, get stuck into it, eh?
Let's do it.
That.
Can I comment on the knife work here? Look at the julienne of ginger. That's absolutely
Very
perfect.
Good. Yeah.
Oh, it's perfectly balanced, isn't it? To me, that fish is just, look at that, it's just perfectly cooked.
I love that. I think that is absolutely delicious. The question I'm going to ask you, is there anything, Martin, on this dish that you're not happy with?
The relish. It should be crunchy. That's soggy.
Now that we've tasted plate 1, let's score it.
I think it's time to bring in plate 2.
Visually, it's not very nice.
Doesn't look as refined, but, you know, maybe that's the Nordic way.
The relish looks good. The stock's cloudy.
Should we try it?
Marty, flavour, what do you think?
Flavour was good. With the relish included in it, it really balanced the dish completely.
The relish is amazing. I think that's how you like it, that
And
more
it also
textural.
had the texture, yeah, which was really important.
This relish is delicious. That's so good. Oh, 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 oh.
Oh, oh no.
It's like a long...
It's a lovely long black hair.
Oh.
Both of you came here today for one reason, and that was to win. Personally, I think you both worked brilliantly today. But this is a blind tasting, and it comes down to the scores from the judges. There's a maximum of 30 points each up for grabs.
I'm still confident that I can win this immunity pin. I mean, Torsten's really put up a beautiful dish, but I think that my relish is quite good.
Judges, I can now reveal that plate number 1 belonged to Torsten. So plate number 2 was Danielle. So first of all, let's find out how the judges scored Danielle's dish. Martin, what did you score plate number 2?
Plate number 2, I scored a 7. Danielle, you did a really good job. Balance of flavours of the dish, when you put it all together, was fantastic, and your relish was awesome.
Matt, what did you score plate number 2?
Gary, I scored plate number 2 a 7 out of 10.
And George, the final score for Danielle's dish?
Danielle, I scored your dish a 7 out of 10. Beautifully cooked fish. That relish was to die for. But I don't want to see long hairs in the relish ever again.
I definitely see why most of the chefs I've come across so far have shaved heads. Yeah.
Danielle, that's 3 good scores. 3 sevens, 21 out of a possible 30. You've got to be pleased with that. You look a little bit upset.
Oh, it's just there. It shouldn't be there. I'm just embarrassed, that's all.
Let's find out what Torsten scored from the judges. Martin, what did you score Torsten's dish?
I scored your dish an 8.
Oh.
When you put the dish together, it worked. You had fun with it, you played with it, you used your skill to make that dish happen. So I congratulate you.
Torsten, I scored your dish 9 out of 10.
No.
All the skill, the technique really shone with your dish. There's no question.
Well, Torsten, that means you've got 17 so far out of a possible 30. George, what did you score Torsten's dish?
Torsten, I scored your dish 9 out of 10.
Man.
Torsten, that dish was absolutely sensational. If I sat in long grain and got that, I would have thought Marty Boats cooked it.
Thank you.
Well, congratulations, Torsten. You've won. You got 26 out of a possible 30. Any words of advice for our amateur cook, Danielle? How do you think she can improve? How she should go forward?
The best advice I can give is like, learn the basic skills and quickly find your own personal style. Bring something to the table. Actually, what?
Torsten, we thank you so much for coming into the MasterChef kitchen, taking time out from your busy schedule whilst you're here. So thank you again.
I'll see you up north.
Danielle's performance was good today. She did real good. It looked nice, it tasted nice. Of course, I'm glad I won the challenge. It was fun, it was good, and I learned something new.
Tomorrow night on MasterChef Australia.
This is the first MasterChef Tag Team Challenge.
Communication is everything.
How long does everything need? No one's given me any timers.
What could possibly go wrong?
What's that for?
If I don't get it right here, it's just going to go pear-shaped.
And look who they'll be cooking for.
I've never felt so starstruck in my life.
International icon, Nigella Lawson.
Your eyes are not deceiving you.
We have cooked Nigella's recipes and we're about to serve them to Nigella.
But which team will get the nod?